Hello, I want to talk to you today about something that will improve the quality of your life. My name is Wayne Polster of Positively Helping Consultants, and this is my email. What I do is I help people learn how to use their mind to create the results they want. You might ask yourself, what do you want? Are you living the life that you really want to live? If you already heard what I'm about to share with you, well, you're really going to like this. And if you haven't, well, I want you to pay really close attention, because when you come to understand what I'm about to share with you, it's going to make the rest of your life better than you could ever imagine. Well, what I want to talk to you today about is maybe you know someone who's just stuck in a rut. Nothing ever seems to really happen for them. They keep getting the same results, keep earning the same income, they keep attracting the same kinds of relationships. They probably say things like, I'm just not lucky, or maybe they're blaming their circumstances, or maybe they're blaming another person. Well, if you know someone like this, or if it's you that's resonating with what I'm talking about, I have some really great news, because I can help you. What I'm going to talk to you about, I learned from my mentor, Bob Proctor, who is a very wise man. He was talking about how we think in pictures. We think in pictures, and he said, what does your front door look like? What does your automobile look like? How many doors does it have? What color is it? What color is the interior? What does your refrigerator look like? What color is it? How many doors does it have? Is it top to bottom, side by side? You see, we think in pictures, and then when we asked you what your front door looks like, an image flashed on the screen of your mind. You could actually see your front door. You knew exactly what it looked like. Then you went outside and you could see your automobile. Then you came into the kitchen and you could see a picture of your refrigerator. You knew exactly what it looked like. Now let me ask you this. What does your mind look like? Oh, you may think of the brain when I ask you what your mind looks like. Well, the brain is not your mind. The brain's actually a body part, like your toe or your elbow. The brain's a body part. It's actually a very important body part. It's an electronic switching station, but it's our mind that controls the body. Our mind controls the brain. Back in 1934, there was a doctor way down in San Antonio, Texas, that realized this was a problem. He realized that we're treating symptoms. We're not treating the real cause of the problem. And until we get to the real cause, there's not going to be any real healing. And the real root cause is in the mind. So he said, we need a picture of the mind. We think in pictures. He said, I'm going to draw a picture of the mind so we have something to work with. Now, it's this picture of the mind that Dr. Thurman Fleet drew in 1934 that I want to share with you right now. And what he did was he drew a big circle, just like this. And he said, let that represent the mind. And then he came down here and drew a smaller circle right below it, said, let that represent the body. Now, we drew the mind bigger than the body because the mind is in charge of the body. The body is actually an instrument of the mind. And you might look at that and smile, but let me assure you that this is powerful. My mentor, Bob Proctor, says this is the most important information he's ever came across in his entire lifetime. So you'll see why in just a minute. Let's talk about it. The mind, we're going to talk about the mind in two parts. So let's draw a line right through the middle and let this top part represent your conscious mind. And then we're going to let this bottom part represent your subconscious mind. And of course, that small one down there is your body. Now, let's talk about the top part first, the conscious mind. The conscious mind is our thinking mind. We can think. That's where we gather information. Now, as we gather information, we can make choices. We can either accept or reject any thought given to us. We have the power right here in our conscious mind to accept or reject any thought given to us. But our subconscious mind, that's our emotional mind. That's where our feelings are. our subconscious mind or our emotional mind has no power to reject anything. It must accept whatever is given to it. It has to accept it. And it's our subconscious mind that controls our body. And the actions our body take are what determines the result we get in life. Now, let's look at it. The conscious mind, we said that's where we think. We're alive. We have a power flowing into and through us, and we can think. We can have original thoughts. We can have creative thoughts. We can have thoughts that come from everywhere else. We may hear somebody say something on TV, or we may have read a book or hear a friend talk. We also have these little antennas that connect us with our environment, our world, and we can hear, smell, see, taste, and touch. We also have higher faculties. We have perception, the will, the imagination. We have intuition, memory. We have reason. All of these things come into our consciousness and we can think. Now, it's the thoughts that we accept and get emotionally attached to. Those are the thoughts that we impress on our subconscious mind. Now, as we impress these thoughts on our subconscious mind, that puts us into a certain vibration or feeling, as we say, and it's that vibration what dictates how the body acts, and those actions determine our results. Now let's talk about the person who's stuck in a rut. They're looking at their results and they don't like them. They do not like what's going on in their life. They're not happy. They're thinking about their circumstances all the time and why they don't like them and wish they wish they weren't stuck in these circumstances. They're thinking about their results. And it's true, we do become what we think about. That's the process. We become what we think about. All the great men in the world knew that one thing, that we become what we think about. Now, the person that's stuck in the rut, they're looking at the results, and they're thinking about what they don't want. So the results are controlling their thoughts. And their thoughts are controlling their feelings, and their feelings control their actions, and their actions control their results. Now you can see that they're stuck in a cycle here where they keep getting the same results over and over and over and over and over, and they don't like the results. And that's because they're thinking about what they don't like. Now, we mentioned a while ago that we had these higher faculties. We had perception, and we had will and imagination, intuition. We have memory and reason. Let's take any of them. The first one, perception. Now, perception is the way we view things. We all have different perceptions, and we can change our perception. So the person that's getting these results are looking at the results, and they are thinking about how their results are controlling their life and that they can't do anything about it. Now, a different person with a different perception may be having results he doesn't like also, but they look at the results and they think, oh, I'm just aware that that's not what I want, and I can do something about it. So they start thinking about what they want. And as they think about what they want, their desires are controlling their thoughts. Since they're thinking about what they want, that's controlling their feelings, and those are happy feelings because they're thinking about what they really want. Those feelings are controlling their actions, and those actions are creating different results. You see how the perception, there's just one thing is so important. This person's thinking how they can't do anything about it. This person is thinking what they can do. Now, I went through that fairly fast. I encourage you to watch this video over and over and over until you get this understanding how this process works in your mind, because it can really change your life. It can teach you why you're stuck in a rut and get you out of the rut and onto the right track. Now that's what I do at Positively Helping Consultants, is I teach people how they can use their mind to create the results that they want in their life. Now, I want you to email me. There's my email. I want you to email me and tell me if this video was helpful. and if you liked it. And if you're interested in my coaching, be sure and put that in there, and so that we can get in contact with you. And I really enjoy doing this. I think it's fairly obvious that I love helping people, and I really hope to hear from you. So thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye.